Okay, today we're gonna start the basic economic problems. Okay, and this we will discuss unlimited wants plus limited resources, which make scarcity. We will discuss some economic goods. We'll discuss free goods. We'll discuss about economic agents, and then we have some basic economic question. And after that, we will differentiate between goods and services. Then we will differentiate between needs and wants, and then finally we will just discuss the factors of production. Clear? So first thing to come there, basic economic problems. Economics ke basic economic problems है. Basic economic problems है. Basic economic problem दादी चीज़ मंगसा wants चिकम दी अगर unlimited दी. Unlimited मतलब लामहदूद means ची limit है नश्ता. Okay? और स्टाफ सर चिकम resources दी अगर से दी limited दी. न चिकला दा द्वारा तासु combine के तासु जोड़े scarcity जोड़े. Scarcity. You see here. This is a person which have this economy and economy as a whole have unlimited wants. Okay? Style like a matlab of a simple individual wakhla. If individually here this person hadatso dawi chera zamastera say zamasa helicopter say zamasa chikam deno hakurmi. Okay, zamasa chikam de gadis, cars, etc. A lot of things, but to purchase these item they have limited resources, very limited. So if you don't have money, then how you can purchase? So the demand, the wants are unlimited, but the resources are limited. A simple simulation, let's say towards the dashi jodkam ho bas aga jodol de para chikam raw material di aga limited quantity ki say kan ya the simulation which was let's say you cost chikam de aga which is a factory da see that factory ki chikam de the 1 million juice jodo 1 million packet of juice ya chikam peki agar par chikam stasa rust up like waters like sugar sugar ho limited amount money milavi unlimited ho nahi kana no de the para chikam de dasta so basic economic problem create kiya hoga tamanga well issue scarcity. Clear? So the nature of economic problems in every country resources are limited and supply are your country ki resources chikam ni agasta ke limited and supply and decision had to be made. Decision by government, by firms, by individual about to allocate the scarce resources to satisfy the unlimited needs and wants. Means that the unlimited needs say that our chikam the unlimited wants the which does satisfy k say that no tabat sanga allocate के scarce resources जो कम पर किल्लत की तरह से मौजूद दावत पर दूसरी तरीक़ा वाली allocate के so कि allocate के government दा decision आखिरी चिदा scarce resources बमंगा संग allocate को जिसे हम unlimited needs or wants she satisfies. Or this basic problem, economic problem that exists in every economy, how to allocate scarce resources to supply unlimited need and wants. अबे तो मुझ scarcity हो सही है scarcity मतलब दारे चिस्ता resources चिकम दी आगासी आगा limited और wants चिकम unlimited और दा problem या दा economic problem चिकम दा हर economy की मौजूद. Clear? उस बमंगा discuss को यो तो वेली economic goods बल्ते वेली free good. Economic good आग goods तो वेली आगा पर limited in supply like oil या wheat, cotton, sugar, etc. That's economic goods. Economic goods come goods to very aga limited in supply. Aga supply chikmi limited. Say that. Like misal ki oil that of unlimited. No मिला भी wheat chikmi दियो fix supply ده هغه نه excess تاته نشي راتلی صحیح ده کنه نو some things دسی دي چې هغه په limited په سپلای کې مطلب تا سپلای کېدو کې هغه څه شي هغه limited نو هغه ته موږ economics ګورو جبکې بعض دسی ګوډز هم زموږ څه شته چې هغه unlimited دي په سپلای کې لایک ایر هوا چې کوم unlimited نه clear sea water چې کوم دي rain water the unlimited دي see sunlight the unlimited یا public domain web page نو مطلب ته خبره دا دی سمپل انداز کې چې زمونږ سره two types of goods دي یو ته موږ وایو economic goods او بل ته موږ وایو free good نو مطلب دا دی چې economic good بس تاسو چې دا به limited and supply د دې supply به چې limited وي محدود وي جبکې free goods چې کوم دی هغه بس تاسو چې unlimited and supply like air, sea, rainwater, sunlight, and public domain web pages. So this type of item is free good, okay? And economic good, the good which are limited in supplies like wheat, sugars, cars, other stuff like that. Be economics ki chikum di some the economics manga definitions the basic definitions the economics the study of how resources and the resources is limited and supply. So how the resources are allocated how the resources are allocated to satisfy unlimited wants and needs of individual, governments, firm, and economy. So economics is basically in economics we study that how the resources which we know that limited and supply, how these resources should be allocated to what? To satisfy unlimited wants and needs of economic agent. In economic agent we have individual, governments, firms. Okay, now economics definition sare economic definition da de che tabasanga scarce resources but allocate ke disi tariqa ban che aga ki sta che kam unlimited wants ya needs di matlab economic agent che kam unlimited wants and needs di aga ki satisfied the study che takala ke ne tumang valuation economics. So economic is the study of how resources which is we know that in limited resources limited in supply, how these resources should be allocated to satisfy the unlimited needs and wants of economic agent. In economic agent we have three economic agents. The first one is the individual, firms, and the government. Okay, and it has been written here that we have three economic agents, and the first one wait here individual, firms, and the government. Okay, these are the economic. If someone asks you that what is economic agents, so economic agent is usually the decision makers in the economy, and we have three economic agents. The first one is individual, the second one is firm, and the third one is government. Okay, now let's move on. What are the basic economic questions? The basic economic questions addressed by the economic agent. Okay, the economic agent become the address like what to produce. The first thing is what to produce. The first question is what to produce, mean so produce call card. Second, how to produce, sangya produce, and the third, for whom to produce or the child bare produce. let's say first what to produce. Let's say we have to produce apple juice. What to produce? We have to produce apple juice. How to produce? So we will make some sugar, this will water and some other etc stuff. This is the production method. And for whom to produce? For, let's say we are, this juice is for kids. Okay, this juice is for diabetic patient. So this type of question, the first three question is the basic question, economic question. We call this economic question, basic economic question. What to produce, how to produce it, and for whom to produce it. Okay, now the firm individual produce goods and services in the private sector. So means the firms, the first two agent, firms and individual, produce goods and services in the private sector of the economy, while the government produce goods and services in the public sector. Means the government, firm, individual both produce and consume the goods and services. For example, the government might provide education and healthcare services for the general public, and the same is the case of individual. So मतलब डाले छे फर्म और इंडिविजुअल चिकम दे आगा था से कई प्रोड्यूस कई छे गुड और सर्विस प्रोड्यूस कई पर प्राइवेट सेक्टर की चिकम प्राइवेट, जबकि गवर्नमेंट चिकम दे आगा ताला सर्विस से कई प्रोड्यूस कई इन पब्लिक सेक्टर. क्लियर? बेजमन से गुड्स चिकम दी गुड्स से तेवेलेशी और सर्विसेज से तेवेलेशी नुदा इज वी सिंपल. गुड्स चिकम दे स्टार्स with a tangible item tamam good vibe या physical substance ची कमी आप चले शी goods. So goods ची कम दी दस ता सूरत से दस ता physical items. Okay, and services in the other hand we have services, and these are non-physical, mean intangible stuff. They like non-physical items. सही है? Like haircut, like telephone calls, yeah, internet access, etc. That comes as services. Yeah, person, your teacher, they are teaching, and the teaching is the service providing is the teaching service provider is non-physical item. जबकि जब से goods चिकम दी अगर physical item दी, like example here you see table, clothing, toothpaste, pencil, etc. And services are non-physical items such as haircut, bus journey, telephone calls, internet, etc. Okay, now we have to differentiate between needs and want. In economics, the difference between the needs and want is very important for understanding, because this is very important if you want to understand the basic economic definition. And if you remember that we have already discussed the scarcity. So in the scarcity we were just talking about unlimited wants. If you remember, let me show you again here using unlimited want. Okay, so needs, what does need mean? Needs चिकम दे the essential goods या services दी कम चिता ता पकार सर पारा survival द पारा पकार. So human survival द पारा चिकम good or services essentially necessary important न आगा तस्वीरेशन needs. These include nutritional foods, clean water, shelter, protection, clothing, access to the healthcare and education. These top is we call them as needs. Okay, these are the necessary thing for your survival, so we call this needs. Goods and services, those goods and services which are necessary for human survival, then we call them needs. Okay, and पदी के समझ राजी से शेदी clean water समझ के पारा survival पारा जरूरी देखना. Protection means health protection, mean protection from crime activities. Okay, और देने लावा चिकम दे कपड़े दी स्टासो चिकम दे healthcare, education, that's also basic needs. Okay, तो देने लावा जमस राजी wants चिकम दे little bit चिकम दे अगस्ता the survival the para necessary but you want it. Okay, so goods and services are not necessaries Those goods and services which are not necessary for survival, so we call them wants. Individual wants or desires tend to be unlimited, as most people always satisfied with what they have and are always. Well, look, you see, the question is, needs to come there, needs. Agastas necessary stuff there. Like, let me write here. This need. Needs mango that's a pare that's the necessary. Yeah, essential item is para the human survival para. जबकि wants से कम दे the not necessary. हो दा खबरम दा چې لکه انسان چې کم دی هغه چې کوم څه ورسې دغه نه سټیسفاید نه هغه مور غواړي. اوس په دې کې زموږ اگزامپل راځي واټر، کلین واټر. نو واټر نه بغیر ته سروایو شي کولای نشي کولای. جبکې په دې کې ستاسو راځي زه وایم چې I need BMW car, I need branded clothes. Okay, branded clothes mean not a simple clothes. Clothing is also needs, but if you are talking about branded, so that means that you are now this is now you want. दिन बगैर तो survive शे कौले. Okay, we can survive without BMW car, without branded clothes, without AC rooms, etc. But you cannot survive without water, without food. Okay, so these are needs. چې کوم ستا د پاره necessary دي survive د پاره کوم needs وایو او چې کوم ستا د پاره necessary نه دي but you still want the evaluation of wants. Want چې کوم دی هغه ستا personal choice او په nature باندې depend کوي. مطلب ځنې کسان داسې دي چې هغه وایي چې لکه هغه require کوي چې ماته دي بنګله زما چې دی کوم دی نو cars زما دي چې کوم دی a lot of things. Every person چې کوم دی خپل choices. ځنې خلک وایي چې زما سره guitar this is he want a guitar. Without guitar he can survive. Definitely he can survive, but he want, so this is the choice, this is the personal choice. Want چې کوم دی ار سړي یا desire چې کوم دی ار کس مختلف خبه. This is just a survey. World Bank figures suggested 3 billion of the world inhabitants live on less than 2.5 $40. That the basic need are not being met. So it means this is the survey. Okay, now we have to discuss the factors of production. Mean factor of production ki see chera zamanga production کوم دی هغه په کم factor باندې اته کم factors required. So production of any goods or services required resources. اره پارسی resources. اداغه resources زمونږ وی factors of production. په دې کې تاسو سره چې کوم دی simple تاسو ولیکئ چې C E LL means cell. Cell چې کوم دی نو scientific word هم دی. Cell چې کوم دی نو battery cell هم ته ویل شي. بلکې انګلیش کې چې کوم دی present وغیرہ ته ویل شي. نو cell مطلب دا دی چې C for capital, E for enterprise, L for C for capital, E for enterprise, L for land, and L for labor. These are the 4 factors which are necessary, which are required for production. Okay, now let me explain you that what does it mean. What does mean capital, what does mean enterprise, what does mean land and labor, etc. So let's start from land. Land refer to natural resources. These are natural resources required in the production process, like oil, you can say like wood, metals, the infrastructure for infrastructure things. These are the your first factor of production, land. We call it land, but it contains a lot of things. Okay. Then we have labors. Labors is actually the human resources. These are the human resources. Clear? And this include skilled labor, unskilled labor. The third thing is capital, and capital it includes machineries. These are the goods which have been manufactured. First they have been manufactured, and after there they are using them. So these are manufactured resources. These like machinery already manufactured. See that? Then after manufacturing machinery, we are using the machinery for production. So we call this capital. The then alawa chikam de starts with enterprise. Enterprise chikam de the de cards de enterprise wrapper to the skills of business person. A skills a business person required to combine and manage all these three successfully. See that? And ability to undertake risk. See the four factors. First factor is land, second labor, capital, and enterprise. Land के साथ से कम ने natural resources राजी पाके मंगा value चे दाउड वगैरह राजी बेच कम ने साथ से labor के साथ से natural दागा राजी human resources राजी मतलब human चे labor दी कम मजदूरान एक scale labor चे ने unscale labor चे capital चे कम साथ से manufacture चे कम resource already manufactured. So like vehicle, like hammers, like these are the equipment. These sort of things have already been manufactured. Now we are using them in the production process. So we call this capital. Enterprise chikam de dastasara chikam de to the skills of a business person. Chagat ki the skill of the business person also land, labor, capital ki combine ki or manage ki successfully. See that? How then allow you to undertake risk. Okay, so here we have example of Coca-Cola. That what are the factor of production for this product? Okay, so the first factor of production is capital, and the capital we have already discussed this: machineries, tools, factory, buildings, trucks to transport the drinks, etc. Gora machinery chikam already manufactured de kana, tools already manufactured item de kana. Damanga use ko sir para the Coke ya Coca-Cola the manufacturing the far ya mang the deep prepare ko the para mang use ko machineries, tools ya factory building the use ko see that trucks वगैरह use को that's also capital guys. Clear? But they give us enterprise the skills necessary. The skill chikam necessary sir para to organize the production process successfully and to motivate worker so that they work to the best of their ability. Haga skill kumchi required the ya necessary the sir para chitta da three factor chikam the capital, labors or land da padisi triqaban arranged पद्धति तरीका बानी तो arrange की organize की अगर तो सो कि the production process successfully performs see अतर चिकम स्टार चिकम labors दी अगर तो motivate की जगह तो ability चिकम ना 100% हो का निदास्तास enterprise राले labor की स्टार चिकम खालिक दिया कम work की production line की और या administrative work इस्तासा या स्टाशी कम दे company manage कई दस्ता से लेकर पर land के मैं already discuss किलू चे पर एक ज़मूस है natural resources पर natural resource की like sugar ये natural resource थे water दे के peanuts से दस्ता से natural आमाता already value चे दावा या दावल पारा simple तरीका दारा चे SCEAA okay. So production of all goods and services required the four factor of production. Four factor of production are required kai. And varying proportion. Mean that the proportion agora land stasara balchikam de labor de stasara balchikam de enterprise de और यो चिकम de stasara de capital دا خو د پروډکشن د لپاره ضروري دي خو د دې پروپورشن چې کوم دی دا ویری کوي مطلب چینج کوي ځنی سم ټایم چې کوم دی ستاسو لینډ ریکوایر مور لیبر مور ریکوایر جبکې دا ټول ریکوایرمنټونه ضرورت نشته لیټس سے د ایگزامپل ته وګوره کنه ایگزامپل کې وایي چې سکول دی په سکول کې کیپټل ریسورسز چې کوم دی او لیبر چې کوم دی are required great quantity then land mean natural resources صحیح نو په دې کې ستاسو لیبر مطلب ټیچر وغیرہ ستاسو سټاف په کار دی ستاسو کوم دی مینوفیکچر ګوډز وغیرہ چې کوم ستاسو په کار دی اوس خو تاسو د پروډکشن اف سافت ډرینک واخلئ ان پاکستان کې لکه کوکا کولا موږ واستانه په دې کې لارج اماونت اف مشینری ریکوایر دی مشینری with capital required دی and therefore this process is capital incentive چې کوم کې ستاسو capital ډیر ریکوایر دی نو هغه ته موږ capital incentive چې ستاسو په کې لیبر ډیر ریکوایر نو هغه ته موږ ویل شو لیبر انسنټیو صحیح ده سوري انټنسیو capital intensive and labor intensive نو دا پروپورشن چې کوم دی د کیپټل پروډکشن چې کوم دی پیټرل پروډکشن چې کوم دی چینج کیږي په باز کې چې کوم دی تاسو لینډ ډیر ریکوایر دی په باز کې چې کوم دی تاسو کیپټل ډیر ریکوایر دی باز کې تاسو لیبر ریکوایر دی و چې کیپټل تاسو ریکوایر دی موږ ته کیپټل انټنسیو ویل شو چې هغه پروسس چې کوم دی کیپټل انټنسیو پروسس لکه موږ اگزامپل واسطه the Coke example, the Coca-Cola require a large amount of machineries and therefore this process is capital intensive. जबकि तासो बल एग्जांपल दी वर्कले दे एग्जांपल हियर is architects you know architects ची कम दे the architecture ची कम designing etc ची कई देव से के देव की labor दे required है मतलब दारे ची की to produce the drawings computer software office space enterprise are required to design a high quality creative building and to attract customer देता labor intensive मोबाइल जी ना खालदीन इलावा I think we have completed this is these are the sectors the primary sector secondary sectors and tertiary sectors of industry primary sector چې کوم دی مطلب چې economy موږ ډیوایډ کړل په 3 sectors کې یو sector ته primary sector ویل شي په دې کې زموږ سره راځي this contain a firm that extract raw material from the earth farming fishing fine نو primary کې موږ extraction کار کوي secondary sector contain the firm that manufacture that's a manufacture کوي raw material یا construct کوي building etc Now that's the secondary sector. Tertiary sector they contain the firms that provide services. So you come services provide to each other general public. Now that among tertiary sector. Primary sector se koi dal they car the extraction car kai. Secondary ke among se aga firm dich aga car kai se she kai manufacture kai ya construct kai. او third چې کوم دی هغه سیکټر دی هغه فرمز دي چې هغه څه کوي هغه پبلک ته سروسز پرووایډ کوي provide services to the general public okay so that we already discussed was the primary secondary tertiary sector of the economy the interdependent it means that the people they are dependent upon each other as a firm cannot operate without using goods and services from all the 3 sectors of the industry to make a good services and sell them to the final consumer so the three sectors of industry are linked together and what is known as chain of production the chain of production matlab da chawal raw material mang extract ko primary sector ta mang wele shu vertical extraction ushi aga mang be manufacture ko secondary sector and the third one is be mang general public services provide ko no manga let me summarize okay here is an example see consider this is the example for the chain of production consider the textbook په واره کې وایي تاسو ته چې textbook تاسو څنګه market ته راځي so what the chain is production is a book which is or sector does the stage process so the raw material you see from there you start raw material for the book comes from the forest and trees clear now the growing and cutting down of the tree as the primary sector چې دا کله ګرو شيږي او تاسو کټ کوئ نو را میټیریل چې دا تاسو پرایمري سیکټر شو. بیا موږ ویل څه ویل the wood is formed into pulp and turned into paper in the paper mills and which is the secondary. بیا موږ څه هغه manufacture کو هغه موږ paper ready کو نو دا تاسو سره دي دا تاسو secondary. بیا دینه علاوه چې کوم کو خیالم کلی موږ دا transport کو. The paper is then used when the book is printed which is in another secondary. موږ به چې paper موږ use کو on a book جوړ نو موږ دا manufacture process دي دا موږ secondary sector. بیا موږ څه کو دا book چې کوم موږ transport کو where actors to in both process being tertiary sector. بیا موږ transport کو موږ book چې کوم manufacture شي هغه موږ د public د پاره بیسک کو موږ چې کوم shops کې هغه ته transport کو نو د دې مطلب دا دی چې ګوره تاسو څه شو چې تاسو فرست چې کوم دی تاسو trees دي هغه ته extract کړه هغه د paper mills کې چې کوم دی هغه متا باندې process وکړو هغه paper mills کې دا چې کوم دی څه paper mills کې دی واچل paper د جوړ کو به دا نه books جوړ کړئ نو دا تاسو رااله په سیکنډري کې به موږ دا بوکس څخه ترانسپورت هم کړو او بوکس چې کوم شاپس دی هغه تم ډیلیور کړو نو البته به چې دا پبلک جنرال پبلک ته موږ ورکو نو تاسو دا فرست سټپ چې کوم دی دا پرایمري رااله this تاسو به سیکنډري شو and this one is tertiary. Okay, we have done this the basic economic problem. Let me summarize that what we have done in this lecture. The first thing چې کوم موږ وکړو هغه موږ ویل چې basic economic problem چې basic economic problem څه ته وایي نو پاکه موږ دا ویل چې کله زموږ سره ګوره unlimited wants دي او plus limited resources دي نو هغه زموږ څخه پیدا کوي چې scarcity پیدا کوي او دا څه دی دا یو basic scarcity پیدا کوي دا زموږ څخه basic economic problem دی د هغه نه علاوه موږ ویل چې economic goods او second موږ ویل چې free goods. economic goods هغه goods ته ویل شي کوم په limited amount باندې او دغه چې کومي free goods هغه ویل شي هغه unlimited. The then ilawa we have discussed economic agents या decision makers जो दता सुवेले शी economics agent के बारे में गोल चिदा स्टासुराजी यो individual दे स्टासुराजी कम दे firms दी और स्टासुरायो दे government that's economic agent. The then ilawa we discussed I think basic economic questions. But they can discuss what to produce, then discuss how to produce, and third we discuss for whom to produce. Clear? Khadina ilawa manga I think we have discussed the differentiation between goods and services. We discussed needs versus wants, and after that we have finally discussed factors of production. Factorial production की ज़मीन सराजी SCELL mean capital, then enterprise, then labor, and the last one is I think land. Clear? Bemang sector discuss economy sectors, but एक ज़मीन सराजी primary sectors, secondary, and then tertiary. So these are the today topic main bullets. Inshallah we will discuss the remaining stuff like opportunity costs etc related to economics in the next lecture.